Hello, my goodness, my brain is my brain, y'all, is just not it's not doing the things tonight, and I don't know what to do about this lighting. Everything is a mess. Oh my word. Oh my word. I literally started the live stream. I hit the go, hit go, and forgot to hit the countdown timer. So all of a sudden I was like, shoot, they're looking at a blank screen. And then just now I'm watching the countdown. I'm sitting here, I'm doing my little groove that I'm always doing before the live stream while that music is playing. And I realized I never put myself into the live stream. I'm my brain is not firing on all cylinders tonight. You will have to forgive me, please and thank you. But hello, welcome. I am so glad to see you guys here. I literally logged into the StreamYard app and saw the entire chat had already filled up with Andy and Kathy going back and forth, and I think I saw Lissa in there too. Just chit-chatting away, which I love. I love seeing that. I love seeing you guys actively participating in the community, even if I'm not here. That is amazing to me, and I love it so very much. Makes me very, very happy to see. But I was just like, whoa, blowing up. Way to go, guys. So, of course, hello to Andy and hello to Kathy. And I saw Lissa in here somewhere. There she is. And hello to Lissa. And we had Lauren come in. Hello, hello, hello. And Julie's here and Jordan is here. Friends, I'm going to put everybody to be accountable for Miss Jordan. She has to clean her kitchen. Make sure she's cleaning her kitchen during this live stream, y'all. Oh my goodness. Hello, friends. It is so good to see you. If you can't tell by my discombobulated mess that I am, heaven only knows where this live stream is going to go tonight. So as per usual, last week, I got like 500 questions, maybe not 500, but like 10 questions from Instagram. Today, nobody gave me questions. Nobody had anything to ask me today. Let me see if I'm lying and someone actually asked me something. Oh, wait. I have one question from, there she is, right on cue, Miss Kim. I see Kim clocked in at the last second and asked me a question. So we will get to that. And yes, I hope everybody is well. And you're going to have to deal with my discombobulated mess. I titled this Mindset Shifts I'm Working on for Success in 2023 because I have been messing around with just like finding different pieces of information just today. I sat down and I journaled this morning, and I journaled a bit about a character flaw that I found that I have, and what can I do to work on it? And it might be a character flaw that some of you have as well. It might not be. You might have suggestions for how to work on said character flaw. I don't know, but we'll talk about that in a second. And also, I've been like just listening to other things. I started a new book today, which I'm going to quote at you a couple of times. It is not the one with the sexy man on it. This is just the advertisement from Kindle. It's called Chick Magnet. Oh, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But I don't know what else is going to come up. We will see. But first, My friends, let's talk about some highs and lows, shall we? For those of you that are new here to the chat, first of all, hello. My name is Brianna. I am the diva behind Diva and Divine. So glad you're here, whether you're watching live or if you're watching live, I want to see you active in the chat, my friends. But if you're watching the replay, feel free to comment down below. But we do highs and lows every week. Highs and lows is an opportunity for the community to share their highlights from the last week and their struggles from the last week. There is no high that is too small to be worth celebrating. Anything that you guys have to share, I want to hear your highs, I want to hear your lows, and we will talk about them, discuss whatever, and see what happens. So I have all the flaws, so I probably have that one too. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what people think. But first, highs and lows. What's funny is that I had a high or a low, and now I can't for the life of me remember what it was. I can't remember if it was a high or a low. But I was like, "Ooh, I actually have a good one." And now I can't remember what it is, which is just awful. I can't remember, y'all. I can't remember what my high and my low. Oh, I do remember what my high was. I had the best massage on Monday. The best massage. Also known as the most painful massage I have ever had, but it was amazing. I have bruises. Some people are going to be like, "That is not amazing. What is wrong with you, Brianna?" I have bruises on the back of my calves from the massage that I got, and I have tenderness in very random places on my body. One's part of my lower back. This woman, who is the woman who comes here and does my mother-in-law every week, my mother-in-law bought me a 2-hour massage with this one, so it was 2 hours. She is intense. She was in, and I asked her to be. I was like, if we're paying you money, fix me, find what's wrong and fix me. And so it was amazing. But she used, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you saw those cup things where it's like you suction cup and then you drag and it's like literally sucking your skin in. And what it's actually doing is like a myofascial release type of situation. Y'all, I did not realize how much that was going to hurt. What was very interesting is where it hurt on my body. The cup was a very big tell of the problem areas in my body. And surprise, surprise to nobody, my worst, like highest, we thought my back was bad. No, 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 no. My legs, my calves, and my shins. Holy pain. Holy pain. Um, oh my gosh. But what was interesting is as soon as she did some of the cupping and then she went back in, she's like, I can't even believe how much just the 30 seconds of cupping loosened things up. So she actually graciously gave me one of the cups because she had extra for me to try either use on myself or have my husband use on me as a regular form of therapy for my muscles. And I'm very excited to see what they do. It was a great massage. I feel amazing. And like this is 2 days later and I still feel really good and pretty loose. My calves felt great. My legs felt great. Other than like muscular tenderness and bruising coming in, it was magnificent. Wonderful. And my low, I don't necessarily have like a low, so we're going to continue with the massage theme. My low is that like I knew that my calves were a problem, but when she like listening to people, and this isn't a purely non-sexual way, but when people touch my body for the first time, it's hilarious to get their reactions because everybody's reaction is different. Like the first time I go to a manicurist and they do like the massage and they go, where the heck is all the muscle in your hand? Like sometimes they don't say anything, but sometimes they do. And it's a funny conversation starter type situation. But this is the first time that our masseuse I had her do me once before. Like she said, like it was probably 6 years ago that she did my massage. And so my body feels, looks, and acts very differently than it did 6 years ago. And so just listening to every time she like her reaction when she started my shoulder, she's like, oh, oh, look at these knots. And it was just funny listening to her audibly discover the muscles on my body. And then when she got to my legs, like her reaction said it all. If the pain in my legs didn't say it enough, her reaction said it all. And so I was finally like, okay, so on a scale of scale of 1 to 10 on these calves, where am I at on tightness? And she's like, you're a solid 8, easy. That's not good. That is not good. Like that tells me that I have a lot of body work to do for the sake of my musculature. So those are my highs and lows. All related to the body. Do, 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 do. Let's see. Jordan. Low, bit more stress this week. High, dealing better with the stress overall. That's always good. Highs, some of my shirts and my coat are feeling a little bit loose, which is exciting. Yay! Kathy's high. They are finally installing my flooring. Yay! Low is I still have to install faucets and lighting. But progress is being made. That's amazing. Bonus high, I spent a good chunk of time this afternoon reading a really good book. Excellent. Um, do, do, do. Third high. Lissa's got 3 highs today, y'all. There was snow today, but I was off work, so I didn't have to drive in it. Happy, happy day. And my low, don't really have much. A little chilly in my room. There's an issue with HelloFresh, but nothing major. That's great news. That is awesome. When your lows are just like, meh, are they really lows though? That's always a good thing. So that is awesome. Glad to hear it. Um, Hello from Minnesota. Well, hello from Minnesota. Tell me, whereabouts in Minnesota are you, and how's the weather? How's the weather? And say it in a way that's going to make me want to go home in a couple weeks. Hi, I'm in second diet break week, despite really feeling like I didn't want to for fear of weight gain. Good job. I know, I understand how hard that is, Kim, and the fact that you're doing it regardless of, like, all those feelings and those emotions of, like, "Oh gosh." Good for you. Good for you for doing it. Low as it's cold. Get that. Um, my low is a challenging week at work. I'm feeling burnt out. High has been prioritizing myself better and being a better advocate for myself. Claps and snaps for Lauren. That's a really, really hard thing to do. Good job. Self care weekend and seeing friends help too. Oh, that's so fun. I'm so glad. Love that. Shannon, hello. Hello. Hi, I've been eating clean all week long and it feels good. Hi from Arizona. It is so good to see your face. Egan, and it is snowy. Oh, no, don't say that. Don't say that. I also know, not to like alarm you unless it's changed, but y'all are getting a real big cold front this weekend. And that's saying something considering your average temperatures are like 32. But like, don't you have single digit highs coming this weekend? I'm so sorry in advance. I'm hoping that when we go back to Minnesota, I bring some of the Florida with me. I'm hoping. The doctor put my medication up low. They didn't work. Highs and lows that are balanced out, I suppose, Andy. Yes, excellent. Oh, I love hearing everybody's highs and lows. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, so if you are here and you didn't share your highs and lows, please feel free to share them. I always come back to the comments, but let's chit chat about some things. So here is what I was journaling about today. So today we're going to talk about some mindset shifts. And again, I have no idea where this conversation is going to go. It's just when I was when I was creating this live stream, mindset shifts were the thing that was in the front of my brain. And so that's the thing that I went with. And so that's what we're talking about. But I noticed today, as I was journaling away about, struggles with getting things going, especially building momentum with goals. And we talked a lot about like resetting at different times and like maybe it makes sense for me to make my new year like February or March and like take a break during the summer. Like we had a whole timeline that I still actually really love. For a recap, what the community discussed last week was about timing and how New Year's, while it is great to feel like it's a fresh start, it can often be a struggle to gain momentum in January because what we fail to realize is we are also trying to overcome the last 2 months of complete and utter holiday chaos, right? Travel, school functions, work functions, parties, food, gift buying, overspending, travel arrangement, all the things, right? And so what we decide that on January 1st, which by the way is also a holiday and thus we are still celebrating, we're going to go balls to the wall and do all of the goal setting things and goal getting things. And then we are like, why can't we build momentum? It's because we haven't allowed ourselves to recover. Right. I'm talking really fast. And so I'm a fast talker. And then I'm realizing that like some people might need me to slow down a little bit. But so we talked about for me personally, because I can only, of course, I'm not an expert in anything, and I am not a doctor or a productivity professional or anything of that nature. I can just share. This channel is me sharing my life experience with you guys and the lessons that I have learned by living, right? And so what we have learned about me is that I burn out real easy. So I have to make sure that I rest, recover, do all these things, have a solid plan, but not too strict and rigid of a plan. Thus, I burn out, all of these things. And so, as I was talking through January and how January is like your free trial month to the year, and your real subscription starts in February, I was reminded that I also tend to burn out in summer. And so I was like, okay, so what if we took this information and we're like, let's not start our new year till February or March, and we take 1 month off in July. This is all just like very vague, right? That's still, if I started my new year and new goals in March and went March, April, May, June, took all of July to chill out, and went August, September, October, November, that is 2 4-month periods of time where going really hard on goals would be legitimate. And you can make a lot of progress rather than like screwing around for 12 months of the year. What if you like buckled down for 4 months at a time and took a nice break in between? Anyway, it made perfect sense. It is still definitely something that I'm highly, highly considering implementing into my life. So I was thinking through the whole lack of momentum that I currently feel like I have, right? And I thought about, why could that be? And oh, we've got some more highs and lows. Hi, when I did my weigh in on Monday, I lost 4.2 pounds. Your low is you ate chips and dips today. My friend, eating chips and dips should not be a low. You are allowed to eat food. You are allowed to eat good food. You are allowed to eat delicious food. You just have to put it in your tracker. Anything fits into your diet. Anything. Are you allergic to the chips and to the dip? Did you eat them when you were hungry and you wanted some food? If you are not allergic to them and you actually enjoyed the food, it is not a low that you ate chips and dip. Nobody should be on a diet where a low is eating chips and dip, right? We can have whatever we want as long as it is in moderation, right? So there's that. We're getting single digits. Ooh, no. It's been a low of 32 in the desert. Wow. Oh my goodness. That's cold. That is cold. So one of the things that as I was journaling, and like trying to like deeply unpacked, what is it? What is it that like, and I was actually thinking more along the lines of like the YouTube channel. I still don't have tomorrow's video, full transparency. It's not rendered yet. I still have to put finishing touches on the editing. It's supposed to be live at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, and it's not even uploaded yet. And I like to be ahead of schedule, and I just haven't been. And so like I've been kind of trying to unpack like, where is my momentum in this? Why do I feel so self-conscious about filming here, so unmotivated to film here? All of these things, when I want all of these things, I want these successes from having a channel, having a platform, but I'm not necessarily, I don't feel at the moment that I'm willing to do the work. And also like with weight loss, like, and this is actually less relevant. I think I was more on the business side of the mentality today, but it applies to weight loss too. And the one thing that I noticed was, I have a problem, and this is after like pages of unpacking, right? I'm very succinctly getting into my journaling thing. But my character flaw that I have always had, and it was proven just Monday, I have a problem with delayed gratification. I am an instant gratification girl in a world that caters to the desire of instant gratification. And here's the thing, I've always been an instant gratification girl. I really have always struggled with delayed gratification. And I understand that the reason why comes from a point of privilege, in that I've never really had to wait or work too hard or anything like that. I've like, things have just kind of gone really smoothly for me, minus the whole not being able to move when I was born, big disability, like minus that, minus that. But in general, like I kind of like, school always came really easy to me. I never really had to work hard in school. Singing came easy to me. I was always like top in the choir. Like everything just felt very easy for me, minus the disability. We're putting that aside. And with that, the rewards of things coming easy was a little bit more instant gratification than, say, the normal growing up child should have, right? And Even today, even now, dealing with delayed gratification. I am not comfortable with delayed gratification. When I decide I want something, I have to have the thing. And what's hilarious and awful, it made me roll my eyes and literally write OMG in my journal this morning, is like, oh my gosh, I'm like Veruca Salt in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And the reason that made me roll my eyes, picture the movie with me for a minute. Please tell me you've seen the movie with Gene Wilder, right? Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, not the oh my gosh, what's his name? Johnny Depp one, but the Gene Wilder one. And the girl who plays Veruca Salt, and she sings this whole song about don't care how, I want it now, and she throws a tantrum because she's not getting what she wants. My parents used to make fun of me and call me Veruca Salt when I was a child. And today in my journal, I just admitted that I have moments like her. 25 years later, I was like, oh my God, my parents were right. And it's not this, like, not the same as like throwing a tantrum over, I didn't get the toy, I want the toy now, but like the concept is the same, right? So the character flaw is my inability to cope with delayed gratification. And I am open to suggestions on how to flex this muscle. Because let me tell you, my sister got me for Christmas one of those candles that has like the mystery jewelry in it where you don't know the value of the ring. So there's like a ring wrapped up in this little piece of foil, right? And it's in the candle, and you have to burn the candle to get the ring. And then you find out its value and see the ring and blah, 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 blah. But you can't get it until you've used the candle to a certain degree, until the wax has melted down and it jiggles loose the thing that's actually buried in there, right? So I decided that I wanted to burn the candle now. And so I lit it for my massage on Monday, right? And I let it burn for a handful of hours. And I can't tell you the amount of times that I walked over there to try and poke at it and see if I could locate where that ring was. And after probably 5 or 6 hours of this candle burning, it still wasn't as loose as I would like, but I decided it was time to blow out the candle so I could, leave the room and no one would be around, whatever. But I wanted to find that freaking ring. And I did not rest until I was able to knock the little package out of this candle. It probably should have burned for another 5 to 6 hours before I was able to easily jig it loose. But I dug that sucker out, and I showed it to my husband, and he goes, "Did you go digging for that thing? You couldn't just wait for it." And it was like, that was the event. This was Monday, y'all. Monday. Delayed gratification is not something that I'm good at. What is something that you need to succeed in weight loss? Delayed gratification. Instant gratification mindset is the mindset that goes, I feel like a cookie, I should eat it right now immediately. And you go and you get the cookie and you eat it. But if you do not put into practice delayed gratification and you only live with instant gratification, that's the thing that's going to cause you, well, because I say I can have whatever I want whenever I want, even though I'm on a diet and everything in moderation, I want this thing now, therefore I will have it. And you will overeat the thing. You will be consuming too many calories. You will go against your diet. Instant gratification versus delayed gratification is, I don't feel like working out right now, therefore I will not work out. Instant gratification. My desire is to sit in this chair and watch 2 more episodes of television. Instant gratification. And so, and the examples go on and on and on, right? A YouTube example is me being convinced it's time for a new vlogging camera and being like, I want to get this vlogging camera immediately, and not being able to like let it go until I have it in my hands. I have no need for a new camera. Would it be nice to upgrade my camera? Yes, my camera is over 5 years old now. And, but do I need it? No. People are making better quality videos on their iPhones than they are on the cameras I have and whatnot. I was like, I don't need this stupid thing, but it's in my head that I need to get a new camera. And so I'm once again fighting with this instant gratification pull that is making me want to have this thing immediately. And it applies across the board. I want it now. Exactly. And so the thing that I need to work on, one of the biggest shifts that I have to do, and Jordan's saying a bunch of great examples right now, but one of the biggest shifts that I have to make, and like I've brought it up times before in my journal, but like this is the day that I was like, I need to start practicing this, is delayed gratification. How do I practice delayed gratification, y'all? I'm open to suggestions. And like there's the obvious answers. Like if you decide that you want to have a cookie, don't have it after lunch, but wait until after dinner, right? Or like just like putting things off by an hour or something, you know? Or the example of the camera. You don't need the camera right now. Do the work, earn the money, get the views, suck a little bit away, and then when you have the money to spare, get the camera, right? Things like that. The delayed gratification versus the instant gratification. I feel like this is why people crash diet because they want the instant gratification on the scale. Yes, delayed gratification is being willing to lose a quarter of a pound, a half a pound a week. Let things be slow and sustainable for the sake of lifelong weight loss instead of the quick fix, instant gratification mindset. 110%. I've had to practice this with Amazon, ordering less quality items because they come fast versus going to a regular website and waiting longer for better product. 100%. Yes. Had to look up hobnobs. When I think of hobnobs, so Andy said hobnobs, I'll have you know that hobnob is the name of the supper club that was about 10, 15 minutes away from my college campus and was like the hoity-toity supper club that my aunt would take me to whenever she came to visit. It was called the Hobnob. One thing that helped me was figuring out why I want it now. Journaling was a game changer. Yeah, and that's one of the things that I'm like, I really like. I dove into it, and I was like, man, this is making me feel the feels. Like calling myself out on my crap really, really helps. If you haven't started journaling, y'all, you should give it a try. It's very, very helpful. I was so much better at delayed gratification when I was like 5. I wanted a dollhouse and I'd save up my own money to get it. Offered by me. Oh, I remember you told us that story. Yeah. Lindsay, hi. It is good to see you. So, yes, that is my character flaw. Can anybody else relate to that character flaw? Is this a character flaw y'all have? Because that's something I need to work on. My delayed gratification. Says the girl who ordered something from Amazon that may or may not be helpful. Completely random, but have y'all started taking, or if any of you tried taking trace minerals? I was inspired by the Mary Ruth. Is that her name? The one with all the liquid vitamins. Everybody swears to high heaven that her liquid multivitamin like gives them more energy and turns them into a powerhouse. And trace minerals, like I've heard trace minerals come up as an energy source multiple times in the last couple of weeks. And I was like, and I'm sitting there going, talk about delayed gratification, y'all. I just ordered my new vitamins, right? Like I've had my new vitamins for maybe 3 weeks and I have a 90-day supply. So I'm sitting there regularly going, you do not need this. You can order it after you finish your 90-day supply of vitamins, but not before, right? So what do I do today? I'm searching around because I need more magnesium. And I happen to notice that Now Foods, my favorite supplement brand, not sponsored, has a trace minerals thing. And it's not like a multivitamin trace minerals. It's just a dosage of these minerals. And it was like $15. Guess who ordered it? Me. Because I was like, oh, loophole. I can get the vitamin out of my vitamin and the trace minerals out of this trace minerals thing. Lindsay, you say you love them. How have they helped you? You are my biggest influencer for all of the random supplements that I didn't know I needed. You always are. So there's that. Dude, I joined in just as you mentioned journaling. That's literally what I'm thinking and reading about today. Yes, journaling. Journaling is where it's at. I did some deep work in the journal today, and it was very, very helpful. I put items in my cart, let it sit for a day or two. I think on it. And if I really feel like I still want or need it, yes. Sometimes it's risky with items selling out. Yes, I have done this. You guys know my green fashion coat, the one from White House Black Market. That's like that olive green color that's like short sleeved, but I wear it all the time. That is one of those things that like I saw it in the store and I didn't buy it at the time because it was $140 and I could not stop thinking about it. So finally, like 2 weeks later, I was like, screw it. I have a gift card. I'm going to go spend the $140 and get this jacket. And it is probably, in terms of cost per wear, probably the cheapest thing in my closet. It is one of the highest quality items in my closet, but I have worn it so many times that it has more than paid for itself in its value. And it's still holding up really well because I paid for a high quality product. But so I did do a little bit of delayed gratification there, and sat and was like, I can't get it out of my head. I can't stop thinking about it. I have to have it. But on the flip side, I get like obsessive about that about a lot of things that I want, like say a new camera, like that's just impulsive instant gratification mindset is just me. And save it for later, all day, every day, hundreds of items so I can keep an eye on price changes. Oh, price changes. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. I used to my Christmas towards my new workout shoes. Nice. Nice. I did notice an improvement in energy. Once it leveled out, it wasn't as noticeable. Iodine in my electrolytes. I haven't been on iodine. My iodine is sitting in Minnesota, so I've been behind on the iodine. I'm also out of, I don't know if this is correlated, but I'm pretty sure it is. Did I order more magnesium? I did not. I did not order a magnesium supplement. Shoot. That was the other thing I was going to order, but the particular the particular type of magnesium that I wanted, I can't get until like the end of February or something. And it makes me sad because I really would like to use that particular magnesium glycinate. Glycinate, I think, is the one I like. But I have been waking up in the middle of the night for the last handful of days now, 4 or 5 days now, and I'm wondering if it's because I'm not taking magnesium at night anymore. And I said that last time I ran out of magnesium. I was like, I didn't notice that, like, it's one of those things you take and you don't notice that it's working for you until it's gone and you don't have it anymore. Magnesium, man. Magnesium. 164-ounce Slurpee a week, sometimes 2 to 3. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So, delayed gratification. That's one of the things that I have been really thinking about today and wanting to, like, it's a muscle, right? Delayed gratification. Imagine the level of success that you can have if you can regularly implement delayed gratification. Waiting patiently for the thing that you want to happen or come or exist or be. Waiting patiently as you do your day to day healthy habits for the weight to slowly but steadily come off your body instead of these quick fix diets that are going to make you lose 10 pounds in 2 days. You know what I mean? Delayed gratification is just one of the things. One of the things. So, the other thing that I want to tell you is I started reading a book today, and I can't like show you the cover, and right now I still have that hot guy on the front of my thing. Let me see if I can get rid of him. Go away, man. Go away. Waking up. So I started reading a book today called Kiss That Frog. I have this book linked in the description box below for you. This is the second book by the author of my all-time favorite habit and productivity authors, Brianna Engebretsen, and the book I'm referring to that I love and I've read. Oh, it just like a little moment. All good. All good. Are we back? Are we back? Did that work? Are we back? Please confirm. Please confirm. The internet completely and totally just went out. The other thing, and it won't even let me connect to like our new network thing because I don't remember the password. If I could switch to it, I would. Let me text my husband for the password. Password to the aeronautics. I don't know how to spell it. Um Okay, we're back. We're back. Phew. And now I forgot what I was saying because our internet just like totally freaked out. But that's okay. We are back. No, it was definitely me, Lindsay. It was definitely me. Anyway, I started reading this book. And if you haven't read Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy, 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10 would recommend. Would recommend. Thank you, guys. It's a play on the word, but thank you. um, so I don't know exactly how to spell it, but that was actually helpful. The passcode is a phone number that I don't know. So I was like, and I'm like, I don't know how to join. And I don't, oh, luckily I was able to get into the initial router that this was normally before we got the new fancy doohickey. Doohickey. See, I do use that word in everyday life. Eat That Frog, 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10 would recommend. The sequel to that is Kiss That Frog. And I've had it in my Kindle. I purchased it when it was on sale ages ago and I haven't opened it yet. So I set aside, because I was feeling particularly motivated by the whole productivity mindset stuff today, I put my Lazy Genius Kitchen book aside because right now I can't do anything with that in real time right now because I'm not in my kitchen. So I was like, let me read this book instead. And yes, those two books, Eat That Frog and Atomic Habits, on point. Excellent, excellent books. So I started reading Kiss That Frog today. And just the first couple of chapters that I read, there's so much that stood out to me. There's so much, but one of them was this. One of the keys to happiness is to resolve to never to become angry or upset about a fact. And it's interesting because a lot of us become upset by facts, right? And the way they defined facts was like you either have a fact or a problem. A fact are things that happened in the past. You can't change it. A fact is the weather. A fact is your age. For me, a fact is I have this disability, right? Your fact is the weight on the scale in the morning. That is just a fact. There's nothing in real time that you can really do about it. There's no reason to be upset about it. It is a fact, right? And I took it one thing further, and I don't know if I'm leaning into this analogy a little bit, but I started to think about it in terms of like my business in YouTube, right? My fact is that numbers are down. And I can look at my analytics and I have to go, like, I don't necessarily think I should have an emotional pull about like like it's so easy to look at numbers, right? For any influencer, it's so easy to look at numbers and to let those numbers infuriate you or depress you or get you down or whatever the case may be, right? But it's just like those are the numbers. There's in real time, there's nothing you can do about them. You know, hitting the go live button, unless you do something absolutely insane and the algorithm happens to pick it up, there's nothing you can do about it in real time, right? So what you have to do is like the problem is how to change the thing going forward. Why are things the way that they are? And what can you do to take affirmative action to change the future outcome? No sense in being worried about the present because the present moment is a passing time between the past and the future, right? The present moment is just a moment in time. So when we're thinking about these facts, there's no point in becoming angry or upset about them, right? What are the things that you're hanging on to that are just facts? Like, oh, I don't know your past. How many people hang on to things from the past and use them to give reason as to why you can't do something in the future, right? Whatever circumstances you have. They're facts. Yes, you grew up this certain way. Yes, you had this tragic thing happen to you. Yes, you had this, you did this, you whatever. It's a fact. But in present time, there's no use in becoming angry or upset over it. And that's just one of those quotes that kind of stuck with me. I thought it was very interesting. And I was like, ooh, called out. Like right now, the kitchen is being cleaned and I'm watching this. Pairing a necessary task with something you want to do. Ooh, I like that. Yes, for sure. I've never been good at journaling, but I'm highly interested in starting. I think I'll just write down whatever's in my head at the time. That's one of the things that I do. I just kind of brain dump now. Some days I use prompts. If I see, somebody who I see on Instagram has shared one, then I will my brain is going in a million different places. I'm sitting here going, did my husband unplug something accidentally and that's why the internet died? Like this. That's how fast my brain is like, phew, phew, phew. Um, so some days I do prompts and other days I'm just like, what's on my mind? Like today, all of that word vomit from today was just to let me brain dump what's on my mind right now, right? Facts aren't mean to be offensive. Yep, 100%. I've been working hard to be difficult to offend over the past few years and it's improved my life a lot. Yes, just you are the only person that can offend you, right? Somebody can say something and it is your response to it. It is your interpretation of the thing that is said that ends up offending you, right? There is something that I can't remember what it was or something, but it was a family member who there was some something that like I was supposed to see, but it turns out that they may have blocked me on Facebook or something or limited what I see on Facebook. And I remember texting my sister-in-law and being like, I feel like I should be offended by this, but really it's not a me problem. Like this particular person blocking me is not a me problem. It's a them problem. And I literally just was like, made the choice. I'm like, I feel like I should be offended, but I'm really not because it ain't about me. And that's okay. Like, and it was just something that on the flip side or on a bad day or old Brianna would have been wildly offended by this particular thing. And then I just made the choice to not be offended. It works great with hate comments too. Hate comments, not about me. Not about me at all. It triggers something in the person and it's about the person and they feel the need to lash out because something's not working out for them. It's not about me. Why should I be offended by it? You know, and I know it's easier said than done in practice, but it's true regardless. Why can't I click on things now? Oh, for heaven's sake, the internet again. I'm really struggling today, guys. I'm sorry. There's not a whole lot I can do about it. Maybe there's something I can do about it, like quit Spotify and quit Discord. I did not thoroughly prepare for this today, y'all. I really did not. Um my rebellious self can't stand the idea of prompts. That tracks. That totally tracks with you and the rebel. That totally tracks. Um Why is it so bad? Why is it so bad today? I don't know. I don't understand what's happening. At some point, I'm just going to throw this out there now. At some point, if the internet disappears and I don't come back, it's because I gave up because it just keeps blacking me out. And I don't know if you guys are seeing the blackout or not, but holy moly, y'all. Holy moly. Um, if I'm offended by something, I need to sort out where I'm feeling the lack or doubt. Yes, yes, absolutely. If you are taking offense to something, again, it's a you thing, right? So you need to figure out why are you triggered by that thing, and fix it because it's a you thing. Gather context from a prompted question. Oh my goodness, you're back ish. Yeah, I have no idea. So I'm gonna need to. I want to get to the last thing that this book made me very excited about before the internet leaves me again. So there's this quote, and this is getting into a little bit of like manifestation and visualization and ideation and whatever. But now we're thinking about like reaching our goals and the dream life and all of that. But this quote stood out to me. Imagine you have all the time and money and all the friends and all the contacts and all the education and the experience and all the talents and abilities you could possibly need to be, have, or do anything. Just sit with that for a moment. Or if I disappear, sit with that for the rest of the night. Imagine you have everything you could possibly need, everything you could possibly need to do anything, be anything, or have anything that you want. What would you do? How would you live? How would life be different? What does that look like? Just think about it for a second. It's kind of crazy to think about that, right? Like, what sort did any of you when I read this and actually and like, and this is erring on the side of manifestation. Yes, I know. But and I haven't gotten into the rest of the book. I'm only on page like 27 or something. So I don't know what the rest of the book is going to bring in terms of application of these things. Um, but but all right, that's it. And Jordan wins comment of the day. Every other Wednesday be divine intervention. Oh, I love the I love that. I love that so much. Um, oh, that just made me so happy, Jordan. Good and mad props to you. Mad props to you. PS, keep cleaning your kitchen. Uh, I love that. But think about it. Did you feel possibilities open up when you read that? Did you feel a weight lift off your shoulders? Did you feel a little bit of excitement stir in you? Like if you actually if you sit and actually imagine it for a second. Let me read it again. Imagine you have all the time and money, all whatever that means, all the time and all the money, all the friends and the necessary contacts, all the education and experience, all the talents and abilities you could possibly need. You have everything you possibly need to be, have, or do anything. Feels kind of good, doesn't it? Feels kind of good. Um, it's it made me feel good. I highlighted it. I quoted it. I've waited so long that my thing shut back off. It's such a good quote. I want to see if I can find my other what other page did I mark? Page 27? That's not helpful. What about page 12? I'm still learning how my Kindle works, even though I've had it since the summer, because I haven't used it nearly as much as I thought I would.
Are you good on the internet?
Kind of. Everything keeps dying. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I had an issue, but it's gonna be back now.
Okay. I've died multiple times, but I'm also not on the new system thing because I didn't know the password, and it asked me for the password.
Try again.
Well, I'm not going to do it in the middle of this.
Okay.
Because I'll disconnect again. But it's okay. I told them if I vanish for a long period of time, I'm just over. So, but yes, apparently everybody in the house had an internet problem. I can't find where I put my notes for this. Oh, it's in here. Because I did notes and highlights. What else did I highlight in here? Decide what is ideal before what is possible. So you, as you're thinking about like your goals and your this and your that, think about your ideal situation before you think about what's possible. And the story that they used for that specific thing is it's like imagine sitting down with your spouse and the person who co-wrote this book or got advice, Brian Tracy got advice or whatever. Her name was Christina. She said that every day or every so often, I don't remember the frequency, but she looks at her partner and she says, "Hey, what is your ideal day today? What is your vision of the perfect day today?" And he shares what his perfect ideal day is. And then she shares with him what her perfect ideal day is. And so like, okay, these are the perfect visions. What can we do to make some of that happen for both of us today? So you decide what's ideal before you decide what's perfect, right? And then the other thing I have highlighted is one of the keys to happiness is to resolve blah, 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 blah. Problem exists in the future. A problem is an issue you can do something about. And then back to the fact, the thing that we're holding on to. I'm jumping all over creation, but that's just how this is laid out. The quote is, "How does it serve you to hold on to this issue, excuse?" There it goes again. That kind of dreaming thing. Yeah, but it's the thing that unlocks the possibilities, right? You do the big dreaming before you do the, okay, but how can we take one step towards that? And that's all that like vision boarding and all of this stuff. That's what this is. What is the ideal version? What's the dream for even like the YouTube channel? 100,000 subscribers, ad revenue that's, giving me a legitimate big income, all of like visualize all the things. What is one thing I can do to take a step towards that vision? It all is going to take delayed gratification, circling way back to the character flaw that I started working on earlier today. And understanding that things take time, things take work, things take a lot of things, sacrifice, hustle, all of the things. But if you can't see it, then you're not going to get there. You know? You know. Anyway, and I'm like I said, I'm 20 something pages into this book, and I've already had a lot of like, dang, that hits where it not hurts, but like that hits you in the feels. And It's good. It's good. So I have the book linked down below if anybody wants to bump me a little commission as you purchase it from Amazon. But I highly recommend, and I'm only 20 pages in. I will keep y'all posted as I continue to read that because I think I'm going to switch from Lazy Genius Kitchen to this book for now, and then pick Lazy Genius Kitchen back up when I'm done. But that's what I have for my therapy session. So in the last 10 minutes of this conversation, what questions, comments, topics, anything do you guys have that you want to talk about? Knowing that the internet could give out at any given moment, but let me know. Lay it on me. Do, 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 do. Only thing I change is the pain and anxiety to be depression free. I totally get that. I totally get that. I find it challenging as well. Yeah, it's not an easy thing. It's really not. Oh my goodness. Yes. I'm definitely going to have to check this book out once I'm ready to buy more books. Uh-huh. It's I like it. It just I every once in a while I need something that's a little swift kick in the like the different you know how you can hear somebody say something 500 times, but it's the 501st time that it really sinks in. Um I think you I think you'd miss what I do. Oh, I did. I did. To not get bored. If I had nothing that I need to work for. Oh my goodness. Oh wait, here we go. I'd be bored out of my mind, but in reality, I'd learn kiteboarding. I'd be snow skiing all winter, and I'd be more focused on piano lessons and practicing voice. Yes, yes. One of my things is be like, I'd be on that stage so fast. I'd be on that stage so stinking fast. And like boredom, like so I get what you're saying. I totally understand. But I think that like you have everything you need to be able to accomplish the things doesn't mean you've accomplished the thing. So like you're still working towards a thing, right? Like if I had all the time and all the talent and all of the things, I would go out for professional theater. It still takes work. It still takes dance classes. It still takes whatever. Like the talent and like the concept is and this again is going into like the more manifestation side of the things, which I still kind of like I have a hard time marrying and I know there's a handful of Christians on here, but like there are times like I think manifestation is the greatest idea because it's just kind of living in this higher vibration and just like it's an attitude thing more than anything, right? But at the same time, I have a hard time marrying the concepts of manifestation and Christianity. It's just and I don't know if I'm supposed to struggle with that or not. So it's kind of why when I say manifestation, I kind of cringe a little bit, but also I really love the concepts and the lessons within the whole tool of manifestation. Um, so because I think there's a lot to be gained there, you know. I'd be interested in opinions, but so like it still takes the work. Like the concept is like you have everything in you already. Like I was listening to a podcast on from Manifestation Babe today, and it was about money, and like the whole idea is like the money that you are wanting, like it's already out there. It exists. It's you are not after something that does not exist. The thing that you want is already available. It just needs to get to you. That's like the whole concept. So for me, when I'm thinking about like, if I had all of the talent and all of the skill, like part of me is like, but I do have the talent and the skill. And that's kind of the mindset that I think it's trying to set up for you. It's like, I do have the talent and the skill and the knowledge. Or if I don't have the knowledge, I can figure out the knowledge to go get the thing I need, right? I have the skill or the potential to have the skill to get what I need, to do what I want, to get what I want, whatever the case may be. And it's that mindset shift of like, "Oh, but I can do it." And it's just kind of like that little extra that shove of like, "But you can. You already have it in you. The power was inside you all along, Dorothy, to get home, right? Click your heels 3 times." That concept. Glinda said it in the 1930s. Um, A swift kick in the vulnerable place is what that statement does. Yes, a swift kick in the vulnerable place. Thank you for making me feel better about my low. I'm so glad that helped you. It did not mean I did not want to offend you. Remember, it is your choice to become offended by that thing. But remember that like we like to eat food. Food is okay. Food is not bad. Hope you're doing well so far in 2023. Yes. Thank you, Benny. It is good to see you. I mean, the book I'm reading is all stuff I already knew. Yes. Yes. 100%, but it's still hitting me. And that's just it. Like, I think the studies have shown you need to hear something at least 7 times before it sticks to you or before you're encouraged to take action about it. 7 times, which is why in a lot of my content, I'm repeating myself over and over and over again. Um, how it relates to the gospel and the kingdom. Yes. Yes. It's hard to mesh them together when I think about faith versus works thing. Yeah. And it's something that I haven't quite figured out how to mesh, but like the concept, like the motivational boost it gives you, the encouraging boost of like you can do the work, do the thing, do the like I love that, and the idea of just, like, living in the higher vibe. I love that, but also at the same time, like, sometimes it's not my timing, it's God's timing, but also, like, manifestation like, that can still work, right? If you're actively seeking and taking the proper steps to do a thing, if it is meant to be, it can still be in God's timing. And so, like, that's why, like, part of it to me doesn't make sense at all, and part of it makes perfect sense. And I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. Like anything, it's the take take what works for you. Thank you for that. Thank you. Don't forget to hit the like button. Take what works for you, as with anything, as with any diet, as with any lifestyle, as with any self-help book. Take the things that work and leave the things that don't. I can think of one book where that is an exception, but that's a story for another day. Um, yeah, yeah. Bye, Andy. Ketamine time. Have Thank you for coming. I love that you come and you spend some time with us. We all love having you here. Have a wonderful rest of your evening or day. I get day, evening, because you're overseas. I don't even know what time it is by you. Um, but yes. So there's that. Did anybody have any questions, comments, concerns? I didn't see any questions come in. Oh wait, Kim asked me a question. You didn't remind me. Kim asked me a question. Do do do. Let me see. Kim's question, as the sole answerer of what should we talk about in the live stream today for Instagram. In a calorie deficit, how do you know that you're not losing muscle? How large is too large of a deficit? So for normal human beings, you should never be below your BMR. You can often tell that you're in too low of a deficit based on some of your biofeedback. It's not always accurate because some people are a little bit more stubborn in that if you say, well, what's the biofeedback that we track, right? We track our sleep, we track our hunger levels, we track our mood, we track our libido, all of these natural biological functions. They should be, when you think about the tracker that I had you use, right? They should be at like 8, 9, 10, right? We want these numbers to be high, or in the case of hunger, we want these numbers to be low, right? We want life living is normal. The second that you notice you're hungry all the time, or you know like that means your metabolism is you're not feeding it well enough. I'm trying to marry two thoughts at the same time. Um, and like if your libido ain't working right, like food helps with that, right? And making sure you're getting the right nutrients and hormone balancing things and whatever. If you're sleeping for crap, red flag. If your mood, if you're grumpy, low key grumpy, or you trigger easier and you don't know why, and you've been in a calorie deficit for a hot second, might be time to add a little bit more carbs to your to your life or something, you know? It happens. But there are also people that be like, no, I'm fine. I'm not that hungry. No, my mood, like I'm probably just PMSing. It's, so you have to be real with yourself when you look at biofeedback. You have to be real. As a general rule, do not eat below your BMR. That is too low. Whatever your BMR is, it is too low. You should always be up in that range, right? Above your BMR. And time is also just a thing. How do you know you're losing muscle? That one's a little bit harder. That one you can often see in body composition. Were you once buffer and then you started to get a little bit flabby? Not necessarily larger, but flabbier. You know what I mean? Like you can tell when like the lean cut people started like just get a little bit soft in the middle. That's losing the definition in their abdominal muscles, right? That's hard to maintain. That's very hard to maintain. So there's that. If my friend, as long as you are lifting and you are most importantly eating enough protein. If you eat enough protein, most of the time, the weight you will lose will not be muscle. because you are making sure that your body gets enough of the proper amino acids to continue to build muscle, even though it is in a tear down phase, right? So if you eat the protein and lift the heavy things, then you are going to have a higher likelihood of making sure you keep some of that muscle or all of that muscle. Will you lose a little bit of muscle? Is it possible to lose a little bit of muscle even with all of your best efforts? Yes, it is, because you're telling your body, "Hey, I'm not going to feed you enough, so find your energy elsewhere." What we're trying to do with the increased protein and the increased weightlifting is to encourage your body to go for the fat instead of the muscle, because you're working to build you're doing all the things that say build your muscle, even though you're in a phase that's saying tear things down, tear things down. So you're hoping that the construction workers get both signals at the same time and they go, build the muscle, but tear things down. What if we just tear things down that aren't the muscle, since we don't have the oomph to actually build the muscle? What if we just don't tear down the muscle? That's what you're hoping happens. You're hoping that the construction workers have that conversation. So I hope that answered your question. I imagine you're eating high protein while in a deficit, you wouldn't lose muscle. Yep, that's 100%. Oh, we're having oh, oh, y'all. I'm giving up. I'm giving up. We're yeah, yeah. We're giving up. Um, the only issue I found is they are ADHD congruent are worse. Yes, carbs make your symptoms worse. Interesting. My symptoms with doing high protein and low carb. My symptoms that are ADHD congruent are worse. Carbs make my symptoms work. High protein, high fat keeps my symptoms in check. Interesting. Interesting. Yes. Yes. Do at least, you're in fat loss, do at least 0.8 grams per pound of current body weight. Per pound of current body weight. That was my theory. I was like, look, if it doesn't come back, at least I made it to 9 o'clock. Oh my goodness. I don't, what, like, what, I don't know. I don't know what's up with this internet tonight, but it doesn't bode well for any of the other things. We were going to watch some Bones. If the internet's not working, we're not watching anything. So, anyway, okay. What is this? I missed this. Dreams and goals and plans and desires to God in prayer. Yes, 100%. 100% agree. All right, friends, before the internet can crap out on me again, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And thank you for those of you that stayed through all of the internet craziness. I appreciate you so, so very much. Take care, and I will see you at the same time next week. Have a wonderful